really is not very difficult to hold the biblical position of what the Bible says about the Jewish people at that time and their involvement in Jesus's crucifixion. We do not hold people today responsible for what their ancestors did 2,000 years ago. That is unjust. Also realize that all people made in the image of God are equally dead without Christ, and that it is only through Christ that anyone can be reconciled to God, and for us to hope that for all people.
Did the Jews kill Jesus? Well, you've probably heard people plucking these passages out of the Bible to try to demonize the Jewish people today. But it's important that we understand what the Bible actually says about this. And the first place we'll go to is Acts chapter 4, verses 27 through 28. It lists 4 different people there that are responsible for the death of Jesus. First, you see King Herod. Then you see Pontius Pilate. Then you see the Gentiles. And then you see the people of Israel. And in reality, we all participated in the death of Jesus. Our sin is what made Jesus come to have to go to the cross. But as you see in verse 28, it was God's sovereign plan to have his son be executed on the cross. The death of the Messiah was always part of God's eternal plan. And then in Acts 2:23, we see that he was delivered up by the foreknowledge of God. You see, the death of Yeshua HaMashiach was inevitable. Even if the Jewish leadership would have accepted him as their Messiah, he would have still had to go to the cross to pay the penalty for our sin. And remember, when you see the word Jew used in John's gospel, it's not speaking broadly of the Jewish people, but more specifically to the leadership and the groups that are opposing John the Baptist and Jesus. You can see this in John 5:18 and John 11:53. So no, not one specific people group or individuals are responsible for murdering Jesus. As Christians, we need to be in the Word. We need to be studying it in context so we are not deceived. And the best way to do that is to know the Bible in chronological order. And that's why I created a book-by-book, high-level overview summary through the entire Bible in the historical order the biblical events actually took place, with extra historical backgrounds, insights from a Jewish perspective like typology and prophecy, and so much more. It's not a course and it's not something you pay for. It's just a 1-hour summary where you and me go through the entire Bible. So if you want that, comment summary below and I'll send you the details.